My brothers and sisters, Bobi Wine is hiding for his life at this very moment. Not because he stole from anyone, not because he harmed anyone, but because he dared to challenge a dictatorship that has ruled Uganda for 40 years. Let me share with you what happened, and why this matters to every single one of us who believes in freedom. Bobi Wine spoke to me, Ibrahim Traore, from a location that cannot be revealed. Why? Because Muhoozi Kainerugaba, the son of President Museveni, has given him 48 hours to surrender or face death. This is not a movie. This is real life happening in our continent today. The military chief of Uganda, who commands all the armed forces, went on social media and made threats that should shock every African with a conscience. Let me tell you what this Muhoozi did. He posted on the internet, for everyone to see, calling Bobi Wine a baboon. Yes, you heard me correctly. The Chief of Defense Forces calling a presidential candidate, a leader chosen by the people, a baboon. But his words became even more dangerous. He bragged that he had already killed 22 people, 22 of our African brothers and sisters. He called them terrorists. But we know the truth. These were supporters of NUP, Bobi Wine's political party. These were ordinary Ugandans who wanted change in their country. And this military man, this son of the president, he said 22 people killed in 1 week is too low. He promised to do better, better at killing Ugandans, better at murdering people who want freedom. He even said disgusting things about what he would do to Bobi Wine himself, using crude language that I will not repeat, because it shows the level of brutality we are dealing with. Lamador, a journalist who is not afraid, captured these posts before Muhoozi deleted them. Because you see, in this digital age, you cannot erase your crimes. You cannot remove the evidence once it is out there. The internet has memory. The archives have captured everything. However much he tries to delete his threats, the proof remains. The world has seen what kind of people are running Uganda. They have seen the violence, the hatred, the complete disregard for human life. When I asked Bobi Wine if he would surrender, if he was fearful for his life, let me tell you what this brave man said. His words should inspire every African who fights for justice. He said, and I want you to listen carefully. He said he will not surrender to Muhoozi or to anybody else. Why should he? He is not a criminal. Running for president is not a crime. Challenging a 40-year dictatorship is not a crime. If they did not want anyone to run against Museveni, then why did they call for an election? Bobi Wine explained to me that he left his home because he was escaping danger. His house was raided by armed men who came to harm him. Someone warned him in advance, and that is why he managed to escape. Can you imagine living like this? A presidential candidate, running from soldiers in his own country, and now he cannot go back to his home because the military has taken it over completely. His house is surrounded by soldiers. The internet at his home has been jammed. The phone network has been blocked. His wife and his family are trapped inside, and he cannot even call them. It is close to impossible to make a simple phone call to check if his loved ones are safe. This is what dictatorship looks like, my brothers and sisters. This is what happens when one family thinks they own an entire country. But listen to what Bobi Wine told me, because this shows the strength of his spirit. He said even with all of this happening, he is not giving up. He will not be intimidated. He knows that Muhoozi has all the power. He knows that Muhoozi is the son of General Museveni, who has been president for 40 years. He knows that Muhoozi is the commander-in-chief of the military, the chief of defense forces, who commands all armed forces. But Bobi Wine said he is not scared because he is not a criminal and everything he does is within the law. I asked him about the election results. Museveni claimed to have won with 75% of the votes. I asked Bobi Wine what proof he has that the election was rigged. And my brothers and sisters, he gave me proof. He has the DR forms, the declaration of result forms. He has video evidence. He said this election was rigged even more shamelessly than the 2021 election. Let me tell you what happened during that election. The military was not protecting the election. No, the military was campaigning for Museveni. They were rounding up Bobi Wine supporters, like cattle. On the eve of the election, 2 of his deputy presidents were abducted. 2 women, taken in the night. And Bobi Wine does not know where they are until this day. Nobody knows if they are alive or dead. This is the reality in Uganda. Hundreds of polling agents were picked up and disappeared. Some are still in prison. Some were tortured so badly that they were thrown in the bushes like garbage. Others are still missing. Their families do not know if they will ever see them again. But even with all this terror, even with soldiers everywhere, The people of Uganda came out and voted in massive numbers against Museveni. Bobi Wine showed me the evidence. In the places where his agents were not arrested or abducted, he has declaration forms showing that he defeated Museveni by far. The people chose him. But what did the Electoral Commission announce? Something completely different. They lied to the faces of all Ugandans. They stole the election in broad daylight and expected everyone to accept it. This was Bobi Wine's second time running against Museveni, a man who plans to rule until he is 86 years old. 86, can you imagine? By the time this dictator is done, he will have ruled Uganda for more than half a century. So I asked Bobi Wine about his political future. What will he do now? His answer touched my heart. My brothers and sisters. He told me he does not look at his future as political. He looks at his future and the future of Uganda as free. Whether political or not, the important thing is to be free. He came into politics to free himself and to free his country. This is what leadership looks like. Not a man hungry for power, but a man hungry for freedom, for his people. Bobi Wine said the people of Uganda are well sensitized now. They know the truth,